All right, and welcome back, students. Last time when we left off with our functions here, we had pretty much implemented everything we need to do, except our functions weren't quite working right. And pretty much we have everything we need to know to create functions. We just now need to be able to get to use these functions. So in order to get this properly working, if you remember before when we ran this program, and say I typed S in 5, I got 0 units. Well, the reason for that is area is not being updated right now. It's still technically at this point in time 0. Like if I come into my program and after I do run area of square and I just say, hey, print area because I want to find out what area is, why is it not working? So if I run this again and I say S and 5, you can see it tells me that area is 0. So the simple way to fix this is that we have to update what area is. Because remember up here, area is 0. And even though we updated it here, you'll notice I've added a line of code right here that tells me what I need to do. So anytime I do a definition for like a function like this that I want to calculate something, I need to return that value. So right here, I returned area. So I'm actually going to copy that and paste that into all 3 of my functions here. And what I'm going to do is in my main is I'm going to update area, which is this right here. So that area is now equal to the area of each shape. So I have area equals area of square, area equals the area of a circle, and area equals the area of a rectangle. So now let's go ahead and give this a run and just see if that actually fixes things. So let's do the same. Let's do a square. Let's do a side length of 5. 25. 5 squared is 25. Let's go ahead and now test this for the circle. Let's do 5. Let's do C for circle. 5 for the radius. We get 78.5 units squared. Excellent. Again, same thing for the rectangle. We'll hit R. We need the length, so let's do 3. Let's do the width, which is 4. And we got 12.0 units squared. Excellent. So we know now that our program is working. So the big thing here to take away when we start using a function is that we have to make sure we're calling it correctly. So the first thing we have to do, if we recall from last time, is we have to put our name of the function in here, like for example, area of square. And then if it is returning a value, we need it to actually give that value back with a return call. Now, not all functions are going to require a return. Some of them are simply just there to exist more as like helping functions. So, for example, I might have another function that, let's say I was doing surface area of a cube, and maybe I have a function that just calculates each of the individual sides, and then what it will do is, in the actual surface area function, it will add up all those little areas. So that's an example of one that you may not necessarily, because it's a helping function, you still can return values, but in this case, we have to return area because area is used up here. If it's not something that's necessarily being returned, it doesn't necessarily need that return value. So just remember, return is like, hey, I want to change something, so I need to return something. All right, that's an easy way to remember that. So this is kind of just a quick wrap up here, folks. Now, it's important to note that this is not everything that you need, that there is to know about functions. For example, there are functions which have what are called parameters, which, for example, if I had a function on here that says definition and we do calc volume of any shape. Let's just say I have one for that. All right, I can put in here a parameter that might say like int, or not int, just number of sides. And it will calculate the volume based upon the number of sides. Obviously, I'm not going to write out this function because it's going to be more than the scope of what we're doing, but this is just another example of different things that you could have. And then this number of sides would then, because you have this right here, would then be usable in your program. So for example, an area of circle, instead of, for example, getting the radius and stuff right here, I could have that be part of the input. So instead of being like area of circle and just being that, if I had put 5 in here, then this line of code would not have needed to be here because I could have put radius in here and then I'd automatically have that. So that, of course, is just yet another option. So multiple ways you can kind of work with functions here. This is just a quick overview, and this is kind of what I'm expecting for you right now. If we were to continue this course through Python, there'd be a lot more that we would kind of sink our teeth into to navigate through. But this is going to be a good wrap up right here. So the only thing that you have left for me at this point is there's, I believe, one more project for you to kind of demonstrate your mastery and knowledge. So with that being said, folks, hope you've enjoyed things, because I believe you have one more unit in this course. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.